Portions of the day's programming are reproduced by means of electrical transcriptions or tape recordings.
Welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends. We're so glad you could attend. Come inside, come inside. There behind the glass stands a real blade of grass. Be careful as you pass. Move along, move along. Come inside, the show's about to start. Guaranteed to blow your head apart. Rest assured, you'll get your money's worth. With this show, it happened all right. You gotta see the show. It's a dynamo. You gotta see the show. It's rock and roll. Oh, right before your eyes, we put laughter from the skies. And he laughs until he cries. And he dies, and he dies. Come inside, the show's about to start.
Well, my friends, it is the show that never ends, and it's a Monday big show. Very special connection to Friday, but we just couldn't do it Friday, so we moved it over to Monday. This Emerson, Lake and Palmer, Keith Emerson, Greg Lake, and Carl Palmer comes together to put together a big monster rock album. And this was big, not only in album rock, but also in the mainstream rock charts track as well. In fact, the album peaked at number 4 in the U.S. Billboard 200 album chart, and it reached number 6 on the UK album chart. The song is called Welcome Back, My Friends, to the Show That Never Ends. Could be one of the longest titles of all in history. We got such a special show for you today. We're going to feature the history of QSL cards, plus we're going to ask the musical question, ham radio would be great, except for ... Well, you fill in the ... right? Plus, we're also going to have surprises and glee from room to room here in the House of Larry. What do you say we get ready with this interesting start? Hold on, someone's tapping me on the side. Just a second. There's someone's next to me here. Hold on. Somebody, stop. What's going on here? This is not normal in this show. This is not normal at all.
It's honest and truly him.
What?
Look, it's the king.
No.
His most royal majesty cometh. Sound the welkins and blow the crumpets.
No.
The king is here. Look, the king.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, mighty king.
That's Bill. Bill the king. Oh my gosh, the king of the Nimrods. Oh, man. He's also the team president for the Nimrod Club of America, and here is his sidekick, Kevin, and the QRP president as well, which I think he deserves because he's so good at that. And I'm glad Bill posted him there. And, there's just not a whole lot left to say, I think, today, except for, thanks for coming today. We appreciate you being here. Oh, no. This just in. Larry got a Nimrod t-shirt as well. What can you do when a buddy sends you a shirt? Why does my mic keep muting there? What do you do when your buddy sends you a shirt? And for me, it was like, okay, I'm going to do the show Friday. And I told Bill, I said, okay, I'm going to tease you kind of a lot. okay, I might make it miserable for a while, but I promise on Friday I'll eat crow. I'll wear the Nimrod shirt. He's like, oh, that'll be so funny. Thank you. So on Tuesday, Tom gets hold of me. He goes, I think you're riding Bill too hard, Larry. I gave him some encouragement today because I was a little worried about him, And I'm like, no. Tom, it's all part of a plan. It's going to be fine. Everyone else can make fun of Larry come Friday. And then Friday came, and I didn't realize I had to be down in Tampa for a doctor's appointment for my upcoming head surgery. And then we did it Monday, so here we are.
That's my boy!
My goodness. So it's great to see you guys. Thanks for coming. I got to find out what I'm going to do with the Nimrod Club now. I'm not quite sure if we should just say the show's powered by Nimrods or what we should do. But now it's time for you guys to throw a whole bunch of fun at Larry as well. And there you go. Okay, that's the end of the bit. There you go. The end of the bit of Larry now joining the Nimrods Club.
Well, I must be toddling along, spot of tiffin and all that, Give my regards to the king and the queen and the jack and the 10 of diamonds.
Yeah, that's all you can do. It's the best you can, and then you move on from there. Yeah, I kind of feel like I got a problem, though, today with this shirt on. In fact, after I got it, right, I kept it in the box for like 5 days, and then it's like, I don't want to wear it because if I wear it, I'll spill something on it, and then I'm going to get dirty, and I don't want to look dirty before I show it on the channel. And then the doctor got back in touch with me, and he said,
you have poop paralysis.
That's pretty bad. So, yeah. Anyway, that album cover is kind of cool from Emerson, Lake and Palmer. Getting back to the show. This is 1974. So that's the album right there. See, it has the song, Welcome Back, My Friends, to the Show That Never Ends, Emerson, Lake, and Palmer. And this is the back of it if you had the CD, because, they didn't have the album to show you the back of. But, a neat album from Emerson, Lake, and Palmer, and it did kind of fun. They really did a lot of fun with that one. We'll get to your comments just a second. I don't have temperature for you, but I got a whole bunch of stuff to tell you, including if you'd like to get a ham license, we would love to help you get licensed in ham radio. Get a hold of the American Radio Relay League at www.arrl.org. Just click on the contact part of their page. Tell them that you'd like to get your ham radio license and where you live in the world. They'll send back to you a local to you ham radio club. Then contact the club. They'll help you get licensed. www.arrl.org. Also, we have a great Discord channel at ham-radio-live. Best part, it is absolutely free of charge. We make sure of that. We don't want anybody paying to get on our Discord channel. So just join us. If you've got questions about the test, questions maybe about an antenna or radio or whatever, feel free to join us, ham-radio-live. Just please keep in mind there's one place you can't post, and that's Ham Radio Live information page. That's for us to tell you what's going on with the show, okay? Also, a wonderful website set up by Rodney the Great in the Netherlands. We love Rodney. And he's a really good website, guys, and he's going to do some more tweaks to it this month. But it's a great one-stop shop for you to be able to find some great stuff going on in radio, both amateur, shortwave, and tropospheric ducting as well. That's at www.hamradiolive.org. And today's question of the day, which is kind of fun because the floodgates shall open when this slide hits you. What bugs me about ham radio is... Here we go. Let us know, and we'll make it part of the show today in the comment section. Let's find out who's first, second, third, and so forth on a Monday program here on Ham Radio Live. Oh, man. I tell you a funny story, too. It is a funny story, because I almost didn't make it today. It was because, we'll get to it. It's an interesting story, though. Wow, there's a lot of comments going on. First up, my dear friend, I'm so happy he did this. Mike in Jacksonville, Kilo Golf 2, Mike, first up today, which means he gets the customary meep. Meep, meep. Hi, Mike. Well done, buddy. Good to see you. Kilo Golf 2, Mike. Good friend. We got a call he made, by the way, in the show. And you'll know who he called. I can't say that very often on this program, but the person he makes a QSO with, you know. And that's pretty neat. Mike, first place. Well done, buddy. Good to see you. Second up, it would be continent number 2, Barry Wendon, Golf 6, Juliet, Mike X-Ray. Hello, Barry. Good to see you. Nice to see you, my friend. I hope you had a pleasant weekend. Family's well, I hope. Yes, sir. And Jeff is number 3 in the house today. Hi, Jeff. Please wipe your feet when you come in. Thank you. Victor Echo 3, Whiskey, Juliet. Hi, Jeff. Good to see you, buddy. Happy Monday, my friend. Happy Monday. And Bill is in 4th, Kilo Alpha 8 Golf India, Mike in Wisconsin. And, of course, he gave me the Nimrod's T-shirt as well. So there you go. Thank you, Bill. You shouldn't have. Bill, no, you shouldn't have. You did. Thank you, Bill. Yes, thank you so much. Bill, I absolutely love this, man. I love it.
Thanks, Larry. We'd have a penny for your thoughts, but I'm broke.
Yeah, why not? It's pretty cool, actually. I think it's really neat. I like the colors. It's neat. So maybe we should be, I don't know, powered by Nimrods. We'll figure it out. Coming in next from our the Netherlands. I love the Netherlands. I want to go visit really bad because my grandmother used to have like this collection of plates that had windmills on them. Truly, really. And I mean, this is a long time ago. A lot of you weren't born yet, but it was really neat. And when I think about Martin, he lives by some of those windmills, and I'd love to see him just to have a look, and see what my grandmother saw in all of those. Martin's a great guy. He's comfortable in his own shoes. He doesn't need expensive things to make him happy. He's already happy with what he has. And that makes Martin pretty darn rich in my eyes. Papa Echo 9 Tango India Golf. Let's have big hello to Martin today. Hi, Martin. Happy Monday, my friend. It's good to see you. Always good to see you. My goodness, I haven't seen you since last week. Although it seems like it's been longer than that, but no, you're here and we're grateful. Goodness sakes. Nimrod shirt. And there's Kevin. Kevin is the QRP president of our club. Kevin, it's good to see you, buddy. He says, Cornfields of Iowa, happy Monday, driving but listening. Doggone it, we're glad you're here. Thanks, Kev.
Thank you.
That's what I just said. Thank you. Hi, Kev. Oh, my gosh. Joshua is back from Everett, Washington, Kilo Mike 7, Charlie Oscar Juliet. Funky Oregon, far out. Yes, they were good. Emerson, Lake, and Palmer, they were really talented group. They were. A lot of people used to think Robert Palmer was the Palmer in the group, but no, it's not. It's not Robert Palmer.
Maybe that'll learn you to keep your big mouth shut.
Not at all. Dennis, welcome. Iowa's here. Kilo Fox 0, Romeo Lima X-Ray. Hi, Dennis. Good to see you. And there is our dear friend Kelly. She is the queen of the Nimrod Club. Hi, Kel. Hi, Larry and folks. Queen Nimrod is in the house. Great. Thank you. Yes, thank you. Yes. And Bill says that the thing that I'm sure all of you feel right now, deep inside, I'm sure way deep inside, he says, Larry the Nimrod, looking great.
That's all, folks.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It's very nice of you. It really is. It's very nice, very generous. Thank you so much. Yes, yes. Can't go anywhere with this. Just can't go anywhere now. It's got to be nice. Kelly, yay, Larry's part of the Nimrod Club. Larry's part of the plan. Oh, gosh. Kevin, whoop, whoop, the Nimrod Nation grows. I had to pull off the side of the road and make this comment. Bless your heart, Kev. Thank you, buddy. You're a good man. Oh, gosh. Oh, please make it stop. Oh, gosh. It's great to see you guys. Thanks for coming today. Dennis says, does that mean every time you have a Larry moment, you have to change shirts, Larry? Gosh, I sure hope not.
And now, a Larry moment.
So we almost didn't do the show today. We were close. It was really close because like Karen's been saying for months, you don't know how to stop. You're doing something all the time. If you're not in the radio room doing something, you're out in the garage. You're not out in the garage, you're out in the yard. If you're not in the yard, you're out in the lanai. If you're not doing, you've got to be doing stuff all the time. You need to take a break. And I'm like, Geez, Karen, I will. I promise I will. So today, after making her sandwiches for lunch, I just said, you know what? I'm going to take a break. So I did. I went and sat down. I turned the television on. And it was funny because it was the show of the YouTube channel that I used to do content for, okay? And I was watching it, and I was like catching up a little bit because I hadn't seen it in a long time. And I'm like, gosh, I'm kind of getting comfortable here. You know, I had a little sandwich and, you know, little chips and some milk. And I'm like, I'm getting kind of sleepy now. And Karen comes home, I swear. She comes home, she opens the door, she says, Larry? Where are you? And I'm right, like, in the living room, right? She's like 15 feet away. And she's like, look around, where are you? I'm like, Karen, I'm right here. I'm sitting on the couch. And she's like, oh, my gosh, honey, are you okay? Is something wrong? No, I told you I was going to take it easy, and I finally did today. Are you sure? Are you feeling okay? Why are you doing this? You don't ever sit down unless you're sick. Hold on. Let me get the thermometer. I'm like, stop. I'm fine. I just stopped to relax and sit down and watch TV with you on your lunch hour. And she sat there and like twice more. She says, honey, are you really sure that you're okay? I mean, it's not like you to sit down, especially this long.
Marty, you're not thinking fourth dimensionally.
I said, I'm just trying to relax. So she goes back to work, and on the way back, she says, you know, it's okay to not do YouTube. And I said, you know, I know that, but Karen, if I don't do YouTube today with this shirt that Bill got me, we might have a little bit of a problem here.
Where's the kaboom?
Yeah.
There was supposed to be an earth-shattering kaboom.
This is supposed to happen on Friday, but it didn't happen. So there you go. Dennis, welcome. Love Iowa. Don't know where we went. Tangent. Good to see you. Josh with some pretty groovy beats. You could say that. Yes. Bill says the whole Nimrod gang is here. King and Queen, the President Nimrod, now Captain Larry. Oh, gosh, I'm already a captain.
Tell me something good.
Neat. This is a neat club now. Love this.
Yippee-ki-yay.
Woohoo! I'm now a captain. Thank you, sir. Larry makes sure that all the Nimrods are heading in the right direction. Oh, gosh. No.
Surely there must be something you can do.
Yes.
I'm doing everything I can.
Yes.
And stop calling me Shirley.
Please. Oh, gosh. Maybe we should just stop the show now and start over and do something else. Like, I don't know, competitive crocheting. I don't know. We'll figure something out. But, you know, it's good to see you guys on a Monday. We got a great show today. You're going to love today's program. It includes the history of QSL cards. And don't check out during that part. It's great. This is a good segment. Also, I found a video completely by accident because I scan like various social media platforms all the time for different kinds of sign-offs, closedowns around the world. We call them sign-offs here in the States, right? And this particular one is extremely rare. It's rare enough that it only happened for part of 1 year. That's all it was used for. It's from the BBC. You're going to love it. In fact, it was so big, they wanted to promote it so much that they made a 45 out of it. No kidding. They made a record. It's really a neat segment at the very end of the show. So don't give up until the sign-off's over. Watch that part. It's really worth something today. And I hope you like today's program. It's really going to be an awful lot of fun. We've got your HF forecast coming up as well. And we'll have a whole bunch of fun to today's topical question, which of course is about what bugs you about ham radio. And, you know, could be something fun. Maybe it's something you just don't understand. Let us know in the comment section, and we can make it part of this program. Also, I do want to remind you that coming up on Big Show Friday, we're going to have for anybody who's interested in baseball, like I do, right? I have a little bit of history in baseball broadcast history, radio stuff, right? The first game ever called was in 1921. But the oldest surviving recording of any game is about 34 minutes of the second All-Star game in 1934. We'll hear some of that. It's really neat. And also, we'll talk an awful lot about fun topics all week long. I hope you stick around for it. It's one of those fun shows that we do today, and then tomorrow, who knows where we'll be going, but we should have an awful lot of fun. I'm looking forward to spending the week with you guys here on the program, providing there's no more surprise doctor appointments. Woo, yippee. Also, I do want to welcome Matthias, also known as Matt. Matt has joined us all the way from Sweden. He's one of the guys from the European Ham Radio Club. Let's give him a big old hand and everybody a howdy do. Can we do that, please, for Big Matt? Let's do that. Hi, Matt. Sierra Mike 6, Yankee Echo Charlie, welcome. Good to see you. It's an honor. Thanks for joining us today on a weirdo show where Larry's got a weird shirt on. But hey, we got it. It was free, and I love getting free stuff. Thank you, Bill. Love you very, very much. Let's get into your HF forecast. It's powered by ICOM. ICOM for the love of ham radio. SFI is one. No, start again. SFI is a paltry 94. Yeah. And it's probably not going to go up too much from here for at least the next couple of days. Sunspot numbers way down to 49. And you may be thinking, gosh, this is kind of like the way it was at the bottom of solar cycle 25. You would be right. Yes, this is fairly close, but it's within about 28 points, 25 points, because we bottomed out in the 70s, the low 70s of solar cycle 25 at the very beginning, and we had sunspot numbers of 0, so it can happen. Just a second. Notice our A index is 7, K is 2. 2 is going to be a little bit high, and that's going to be the precursor of what's happening the next couple of days on the HF bands. We're going to get some noise out there, and it could go up to S4. We'll have to keep an eye on it. BZ latitude is good. That's positive 4.9, and the solar wind's coming down 427,000 kilometers per second. Here's the magnetosphere view, and here's why we don't have a high SFI. We basically have like 2.5 sunspot regions, and that's it. There's nothing else supporting any HF propagation right now. And you'll see it on the maximum usable frequency map, just how much it degrades stuff. Take a look. Here is today's maximum usable frequency. And this is, of course, worldwide. Take a look at the Northern Hemisphere. We'll look closer. Look at that. That is the 20-meter band and 17. And then south of Spain and Portugal, you've got the 15-meter band. So you've got to go all the way to 40 degrees north just to catch 15 meters. It is really rough right now in the Northern Hemisphere for HF ham radio. Southern Hemisphere still looks good, 20 to 10, normal winter day there in the south. Your HF forecast for today and running through Wednesday. The daytime ham bands, SFIs stay under triple digits. Yes, 90s, possibly upper 80s. QS Baker prevalent through Wednesday at times. Noise floors increase from S1 to S4 by Wednesday. It just gets worse. Best DX in the north, 2017. That's it. 15 meters if you're 40 degrees north or south of that line. Best DX in the southern hemisphere, 20 to 10. Nighttime ham bands, low SFIs, QS Baker at times, noise floors S2 to S4 by Wednesday. Woohoo! What else could go wrong? Nighttime amateur bands, 160, 80, 60, 40, and 20 will work after dark for a while, so enjoy that. Shortwave DXers, daytime shortwave viewers and listeners, noise floors S0 to S4 through Wednesday. They're going to increase as we get through midweek, all right? And the solar flux index numbers, unfortunately, aren't too helpful for us through midweek either. So we got a couple of days to just make calls and on 20 in shortwave, in ham radio on shortwave, listen to the money bands, 49, of course, 25 in shortwave, and just stay there most of the day because you're going to get good reception on both bands. Both the 25, 22, and 19 meter daytime shortwave bands are going to be brilliant for you. So enjoy those during the day. Nighttime is shortwave, 49, 41, 60 meters. Those are great bands for you to listen to. Some really good shortwave content out there. And those really aren't going to be hurt too much by low SFIs and some rising noise floors. There's enough power out there from these stations to be able to make you some good DX, all right? So expect the noise floors to increase a bit the next couple of days, SFIs to not really go up much at all, and still we will make calls and hear calls worldwide. That's the HF forecast for today. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Appreciate it. Wow. So when I left on Thursday, the SFI was 101. And I'm like, wow, 94. Woohoo. We're cooking with gas right now. Not really. We have so much in the show today, and I'm honored to spend this time with you. We have a great email, info@hamradiolive.org. It's your way to contact the show to give us pictures or videos of things that you've done in radio, or just some fun stuff or things you think we might find funny. Please feel free and reach out to us there, info@hamradiolive.org. And here is some of today's information. I did want to add something to the Thursday program, and this is really important. We had somebody come out and had some questions, and I'm not going to give call signs. I don't want to do that. Just a second. When we're talking about broadcasting, using a repeater, making your identification, station ID, things like that, we're doing things that are required to be done, all right? And one of the things that's important to note is there was a question about, well, wait a minute, if you're calling a repeater and you give your call sign and say monitoring, that's broadcasting, because you're not getting calls back. You're not calling CQ, so therefore you're making a one-way call. Now, hold on. Think about that logic for a second. That could be plausible, right? That could be if you think about it that way. But when you make a contact to a repeater is a communication between two radios. That's what you have. Whenever you have communication between two radios, what do you have to do? You have to ID. It's very important. And so I did check real quick. FCC rule, this is part 97.119. You must transmit your assigned call sign at the end of each communication and at least every 10 minutes during communication. That's also on repeaters, guys. Key requirement, while you do not need to identify at the very instant you first key up or kerchunk, which is when you open the repeater. Remember I said there's a noise. Excuse me, I'm sorry, guys. When you open a repeater, everybody hears it open. That's the kerchunk. And it's customary you give your ID then, because you just open the repeater, okay? So, and it says once the repeater, you open it up with a kerchunk, you must identify during the conversation or when you finish, as the repeater constitutes a communication. Very important. Even though you're not physically speaking to a human being, you're still making a contact to another amateur station. That's a communication. ID at the beginning. Say monitoring, or just give your call sign. Don't have to do anything more than that. Make sure also, within every 10 minutes, you are giving your call sign, and when you're ready to go off the band, give your call sign. Then say QRT or just your call sign and turn the radio off. If you don't want to use manners, just Kilo 7 Hotel November, beep, done. Just say goodbye. It's a good thing to do. Also, a wonderful call was made by someone from the channel. And I want to show this because you all know who he made this to. This is Mike in Jacksonville. Mike got a hold of me. Gosh, what was it, Mike? Just a couple hours after the show on Thursday. And he sends me this video. Watch this. You're going to know who this guy is. And you're going to be thrilled to hear him.
Kilo Golf 2, Mike. Kilo Golf 2, Mike.
Oh, hell, hi, Mike. It's EK2MM. Mike, you're about to, I don't know, 55. I can hear you okay, Mike, over?
Yeah, Roger, Cal. You're also 55 into Florida. You're sounding really good. But you using the beam today? Roger, Roger. Well, I'm using the DX Commander as always, and you're sounding good in Florida. I won't hold it, let you get back to making some more calls, but good to hear you, Cal. 73, all the best.
Please send any complaints regarding this show to Callum McCormick at DX Commander and tell Wendy hi for us.
Nice job, Mike. That was to Callum McCormick. Calling CQ this way towards America and made the call with Mike. And if we could have made it work where I could have gotten into Mike's radio quick enough, we would have tried to call Cal with my voice. We would have seen how that would have been done. Also, I want to share with you guys a couple of neat things that, well, okay. I'll get to the neat thing last. That's more important. But I want to show you, Brad told us on Thursday's show that he had heard on some emergency HTs that there was some fire damage here in the villages. I want to show you real quick how close it was. It was really close to where I live. Where I live is that blue circle with the white around it. That's my home right there. And then a couple of villages to the southeast is where the house was hit by lightning. Now, we do have lightning rods on our home here. That house, it's brand new. I mean, that whole area down there has just been built. I don't even know that the new owners have even moved in yet. Take a look at this. The houses are really close together. And for the most part, a lot of them haven't been moved into. Here's a look at the front, the area where the fire department came through, all the smoke coming in from the vents from the rafter area in the attic. Look at this brand new house. And right there in the front window, that's how we show when our houses are for sale here. They have to put like a little for sale sign in the window. You can't have one in your yard. This house, brand spanking new. So some lightning damage, very close. Brad, that was good eye on your part, good ears as well, to let us know that some pretty bad damage had happened here in the villages. Little did I know how close it was. Also, I got to give it to Spike. Spike sent me something that's going to make every one of you look 3 times. I promise you. If Kenwood produced a software-defined radio, what would it look like? Think about that for a moment. Spike did, and take a look what he came up with. Look at this amazing creation Spike put together. That right there would be his view through the assistance of AI of an HF, VHF, and 70SEM UHF transceiver. Look at this. The very first Kenwood software-defined radio, HF plus 2 meter and 70SEM. Closer look at it. Take a look at this. Now, I personally like it. I think they would have more buttons and knobs on it if they did it. I think that would possibly have just a little bit more buttons and knobs. However, if it was set up this way, I would be thrilled with this. This would be just enough controllability with knobs and buttons that I could play with it for an awful long time. Spike, November 1, Alpha Quebec Hotel. This is in for the show Creation of the Year category for Ham Radio Live. That's what we're going to do in the award show. You're in, Spike. You're in. Beautiful. To create this is incredible. In fact, when I first saw it, I hadn't even thought for a moment, wait a minute, hold on a second. He told you on the show he was sending you something AI created. Okay. Okay. So I see this thing and I'm like, congratulations, Spike. You've got the only one in the world. And I'm thinking, I don't know why he did this because I can't read the model number. I'm the dummy that's looking real close and zooming the thing way in going, that's not even a number. Larry, it's a joke. He made it himself. It's the AI radio he told you about, dummy. Spike, great job. One last thing I'll share with you. Last night, we had some really crazy weather the last few days, probably since like Thursday here. A lot of rain, a lot of thunder and lightning, and a lot of wind. And last night, beautiful sunset. Look at this. This is kind of how everything started together with all the rays coming in through the clouds. And And this was after about 1.25 inches of rain here at the house of Larry yesterday. And as the sun set, it ended like this. Isn't this lovely? This I wanted to share with you because we don't get really bad sunsets. There's sunsets here are gorgeous, for goodness sakes, but this one was really special, and I wanted to make sure and share it with you. So you can share with me stuff like that. Just send it to our email here at info@hamradiolive.org. That's info@hamradiolive.org. Today's topic question: what bugs me about ham radio is ... Tell us your ... in the comments, and we will ... all about it. Let's see. First up, Bill was, I think, first. He says, nets that act like they own their frequency and get upset if someone's using their frequency and are unwilling to QSY a few kilohertz and then blast full power to force anyone not on their net away. Have you seen that happen? Now I'm asking, because I've never seen this happen or heard this happen before. If that happened, I'd have a big problem with that. I would have a big time problem with that. Because the nets don't have any right to any frequency. And if they're going to use tactics like that to make you leave, that's the kind of thing that you report, because it's not okay. I don't care how long they've been there. They don't have a right to the frequency you're on. You try to be good to people and say, look, you know what? You've been here all this time. There's enough room. I can move. I QSY up 7. We're good. Thank you. But to use strong arm tactics, just to start turning up, spinning antenna, arrays and amplifier power and forcing it right down your gut, I'd have a problem with that. That would be a big problem for sure. Bill, thank you. That would be a big time issue if I saw that. I'd be recording that, and I'd be sending that in to the American Radio Relay League and a copy to the FCC. I would do that. And then I would keep doing that until something was done. It's not okay. Martin in the Netherlands says, the inability to appreciate someone else's interest in this multifaceted hobby. I like that comment. I really do. This is great because we all have the ability to enjoy segments of amateur radio that we like. It may not be what you like. That doesn't mean it's wrong. Here's a great example. When you're learning in the ham radio exam, right? And you're learning about different modes or different ways to use amateur radio that you may not have any interest in. For example, packet radio. I've never really had an interest in it. That's just me personally. Doesn't mean it's worthless. It has great value. It does. Just not to me, that's all. But it doesn't mean that I don't care about it. It just means it's not for me. Like, Olivia or PSK 31. Not my stuff. That's not my stuff. But there are things that other people do that amaze me, who can use those type of technologies. You still have to be honored or be blown away at the great gifts that people have to use those things. Man, I can't do Morse code, but I can sure really geek out on the guy that could do 60 words per minute while he's hearing 3 other Morse code conversations going on 3 different radios. I can't do Morse code, but I admire the guy that does that, or the guy that just makes one call at a time. It's brilliance to me. That's a great comment. Love the comment, Martin. And it's great. We could be so much better if we stop looking at everybody else's stuff and saying, well, that's not, if that's your thing. Not many people like that, but hey, it's your thing. I mean, what value is that to do that? No, I agree. Wrong. Totally wrong. So 2 things. Now you're getting me mad too.
Thank you.
Spike just got here. What did you miss? Nothing at all. Let's see. Spike says little boxes made of Ricky tack built too close together. Nearest house to me is over half a mile away. Excellent. Neat. Nice. Hey, good. Whew. Robert Varner, welcome. Kilo Charlie 2, Tango Echo Lima in New Jersey. Always good to see you. Yes. Let's see. Spikes, I'm not writing a speech. No, I'm not thinking you are. I don't know where you're coming from with that. But thanks for coming anyway. It's good to see you. It says it was supposedly a TS-490 Field SDR. It was perfect. Thank you. We gave you lots of love on that segment. I hope you liked it. I hope you were appropriately happy with the appreciation and joy and love that we sent your way, sir, at your phony radio. Thank you for sending it to us through AI. That's good. It's fantastic. It really is. That's what we said. We all thought it was great. We did. Great job. Jeez, I couldn't do that. I couldn't go through AI and say, okay, let's do this. Let's make an HF plus 270 radio. We want to be a Kenwood brand, and we want to have a software-defined radio screen. Show me a waterfall, 20 buttons, 5 knobs, and a partridge in a pear tree. Done. It's really good. That's fantastic work. Really is. Randy, welcome back. That's Lowell, Indiana in the house. Nice to see you, and thank you for coming today. Today's topic question, what bugs me about ham radio? Let us know in the comment section, and we will make it part of this program. We got a fun segment. I'm looking forward to this because this is truly a part of all of our heritage. It really is. QSL cards have been around since Spark Gap days, and they're how do you say it the right way? They're like love letters between people who love radio, and the history of these is so brilliant. I would highly recommend taking a look at this video on this gentleman's channel and watch it all the way through. It's a gem. This is the history of QSL cards.
By the end of this story, you'll see QSL cards were never just confirmations. They were letters. They were fingerprints. They were proof that someone, somewhere heard you. When radio was still wild and experimental, early hams wrote long, breathless letters after a contact, sometimes a week later, sometimes a month. The airwaves were fast, but the post was slow. Then, in June of 1916, a new idea flickered to life. Edward Andrews, 3TQ out of Philadelphia, mentioned in QST,
yes, I see, that's Bouvet Island, I see,
that he had received a postal card from a station in Buffalo, 8VX, a simple card that confirmed he had been heard. Nothing fancy, just, I heard you. That humble exchange between 3TQ and 8VX is one of the first known moments when a piece of mail carried the weight of a radio signal. A spark caught on paper. A few years later, in August 1919, an Army radio man named Don Hoffman, call sign 8UX, wrote to QST from Akron, Ohio. Here's a little idea, he said. Why not make up a postcard form and send it each time a new station is heard? That little idea, drawn from the mind of a man who had been silenced through the war years, became the seed of something bigger than he could have imagined. When American amateurs came back on the air after World War I, they embraced his suggestion like a signal breaking through static. These new cards were short, efficient, and deeply personal. Each one listed call signs, dates, and signal reports, and each one said, "You're not alone out there." Across the Atlantic, another ham was thinking the same thing. His name was William E.F. Bill Corsham, call sign G2UV, though most knew him by his on-air nickname, Uncle Vic. Bill was a Spark-era experimenter, the kind of man who could coax music from a tangle of coils and condensers. In January 1922, he printed what many historians now consider Europe's first true QSL card, possibly the first anywhere. His gear ran on low-voltage batteries and hand-cranked generators. Sometimes, when the power ran low, he would literally wind up his supply like a phonograph to keep transmitting. His signals carried gramophone music and sometimes even live performances from local talent. Early rogue radio before the BBC ever had its bearings. But Bill wasn't just tinkering. He was building community. He believed all the little amateur clubs popping up around London needed to unite under one roof if hams were going to earn real recognition. He helped merge them into the Wireless Society of London and later into what became the RSGB. And then came the broadcast that nearly got him banned. In 1924, asked to fill in for a scheduled speaker on London's 2LO transmitter, he decided to ad-lib. So the amateur goes from success to success, he said on air, and I have no doubt that soon we will hear an amateur station received in Australia. That was a poke at the authorities, because overseas communication was still illegal. One more sentence, and he could have lost his license, but he said it anyway. That was Bill Corsham, a polite rebel with a transmitter and a dream. Now here's the part most people don't know, the story behind the first QSL manager. His name was Cecil A. Jamblin, call sign G6BT. By 1926, British hams were drowning in postcards. Every operator wanted to trade them, but postage was expensive. Jamblin, a member of the RSGB's new transmitting and relay section, had a bright idea. What if one person acted as a clearinghouse, collecting cards, sorting them, and sending them out in bulk? He offered to do it himself, out of his home in Bury St. Edmunds. And just like that, the world's first QSL bureau was born. Jamblin's system was simple.
I said 5 minutes is all I'd go on it, and that is a gem of a video. Now, please accept my humble apology. I should have had the video name of that channel on that video to begin with. I did initially, but when I went through the show earlier this morning, that history of QSL cards was somehow a bad file in my computer. So I had to trash the one that I had, open up a brand new one, and then bring the video back into our show. And unfortunately, I forgot to put the credit there. So please watch that. It's Ham Radio Gizmos YouTube channel, and I found some pretty good stuff on it. They use the AI voice, but still, it's really a great video. I had it playing on, was it Tuesday or Wednesday of last week when I was making dinner for us, and I enjoyed the entire video. So if you have a chance, take a listen to it. You'll like it. History of QSL cards is definitely a big part of our history, guys. Okay? You'd like it. It's a neat video overall. So what about you? What bugs you about amateur radio? Like everything's fine except for this. Joshua in Everett, Washington says, resale prices of old transceivers. I understand you want to try and get some money back out of it, but not the original MSRP. Yeah, that would be crazy. Absolutely crazy. Unless it's a brand new release radio. Meaning, let's say, let's just do this. Let's say that Kenwood's radio, the one that Spike had made up on AI, let's say this radio came out, brand new Kenwood SDR HF plus 2 meter plus 70 centimeter radio, and it's their first SDR, and it's their first release of a brand new radio in years for the HF bands. Okay, something like this, if somebody had this radio for a few months and they're like, it's okay, but it's just really not for me, right? That kind of thing, them selling it, they're probably going to get pretty close to retail price for it. It's just because of the demand for the radio. Now, if it's a radio that's been out for a while, no, they're fishing. They're trying to send out a line, see if anyone will bite, because they're not really interested in selling too much. But the ones that are motivated to sell, they'll typically have lower price. But as I said on the channel last week, ham radio resale values tend to be much higher than other pre-owned electronic items, like televisions, everything you can think of, radios, toaster ovens, whatever. They just have enough of an interest that you don't lose a fortune on them if you buy one new. It's not like a car. It's not like a TV. You're not going to lose 40% on it just because you bought it and opened the box. They have good value. They do. And honestly, Joshua, that's something that I think took me probably a couple of years to really wrap my head around, because it didn't make any sense. Why would you buy a radio, brand old, right? Somebody that's used it for maybe a week, 2 weeks at most, whatever, right? And why would you want to pay close to retail for it, right? Just a second, please. Thank you. Sorry, a little frog again. Anyway, why would you do that when you could buy a brand new one for maybe a little bit more, $300 more? You'd be better off buying the new one. You get the warranty then. And most of the new radio warranties go with the original purchaser. You can always check, though. Go check with the manufacturer. Does it go to a subsequent buyer? If so, what do you need in order for me to have the warranty be in effect for the balance of the months available to it? Might be a copy of the sales receipt for it. Could be that they say, nope, only to the first buyer. But at least then, right? If they can transfer the warranty over. But yeah, Joshua, they keep their value, man. They just do. And it can be very, very frustrating. Bill says, very interesting segment. I enjoy sending and receiving QSL cards, even with Logbook of the World, QRZ, QSL, and etc. Yeah, I think it could be very, very... I would probably feel better with a bureau doing it, just because there's just too many things. There's too many shows. It's this show. It's the 2 shortwave shows. It's making calls. There's just too many things for me. So an EQSL bureau would be good for me. I loved getting your card. I did. Thank you again for sending it. I wish I had cards made up here. I still have a little bag of my old cards from Oregon, interestingly enough. Spike in Montana says, I found an FT857 for sale on QRZ Marketplace for sale for $1,000. Choke, cough, sputter, oof, duh. Thank you, Spike. Yeah, sometimes you can ask what you want, right? You don't necessarily have to sell it, but you can always ask what you want. But it's like, okay, well, maybe you just want to have it for sale for a while. Who knows? Today's topic question: what bugs you about ham radio? I'm going to tell you my story at the end of the show. And by the way, stick around. Oh my gosh, the Closedown today is brilliant. It's so brilliant. I listened to it twice, I swear, because I couldn't catch all of it. And when I play it, it's all going to make sense why I say that. I couldn't catch everything that was said. I'm like, wait a minute, hold on, what was that? And I go back and listen again. It's worth listening to. So, if you're used to the typical close down / sign off where they say, like, for example, channel 6 is broadcasting an oral frequency at 87.9 megahertz and a video frequency on XYZ with a power of 100,000 watts. It's not like that at all. It's about changes being made to BBC radio, and it's really cool. Guys, it's really, really cool. So today's topic question, what bugs you about ham radio? Put it in the comment section and we'll be happy to make it part of the program. We will be doing a segment coming up this week as well on Logbook of the World, how to do it. Why do top-level DXers typically use LOTW? We'll talk about that this week on the program. We also have a neat segment about amateur radio and some history involved with amateur radio, which I think you'll like coming up as well. First, though, here's the Angry Hams.
We ought to go on the stage.
Yes, there's one leaving in 5 minutes. Be under it.
Oh, heckle me, you old fool. Heckle him.
Is that a toupee you're wearing, or did your cat die?
Help!
Question 1 of 3 today. By the way, Andy got a hold of me on our email, said that he's doing okay. He wanted to say hello to every one of you and wish you all the best from him. So he's going to be kind of watching in and out. He's going to be having some medical stuff done. He's okay, but he wanted to make sure to say hello. So hi from Trivia Guru Andy New in Bristol. Thanks, Andy. Appreciate that very much. Question number 1 today of 3. What do you call an antenna when its measured impedance has no reactance? A, anti-resonant, B, resonant, C, shorted, or D, an open circuit? A, B, C, or D? First one right will give you some love. Good luck, guys. Question 1. Yeah, what do you call it when it has no reactance on its impedance? No reactance. Let's see. I had this right, which I'm grateful for, because some of these questions are not the easiest one to go for. Question 1, what do you call an antenna when its measured impedance has no reactance? And then Spike, whatever Andy answers is what is right. You're right. Martin, thank you. In Holland, you're a good man. Pop Echo 9 Tango India Golf. And Martin is followed right by Bill in Wisconsin. Both say B, resonant, and resonant is the answer. 1 for 1, Martin. Well done. There you go. You too, Bill. Nice work. Yes, Barry Wendon, it's a tough question because we don't look at it typically this way through impedance, having no reactance, right? The key there, when its measured impedance has no reactance, means everything can get out of the antenna. All of the current can go away. It can be sent out to the world. Kind of a different way to say it, though, which makes it very confusing. Question 2, which country has jurisdiction over a U.S. ham operating aboard a ship in international waters? Okay, so which country has jurisdiction over a United States licensed ham, but they're aboard a ship that's in international waters? Would it be A, Part 97 of the U.S. FCC rules and regulations? Would it be B, the rules of the International Telegraphic Union? Would it be C, the World Amateur Radio Conference rules, the work rules? Or would it be D, the rules set by the flag or country that the vessel is registered in? A, B, C, or D? This one's a little tougher. Good luck, guys. Good luck. A little tougher on this one. Joshua first in, he's got C. I think he was answering the last question there. I think that's what he was. That's from the last question. Spike first in, he's got D, the rules set by the flag or country that the vessel is registered in. And then following him is Bill and Joshua and Martin and Barry all got D. Must be a reason, because D is the right answer. Well done, Spike. There you go. All right, so Spike's got 1. Martin's got 2 now, but you've each been up there for, 1. You won the first time. So both Martin and Spike have gotten first-time answers correct. Last question. What is the period of a megahertz? What is the period meaning time quotient of a megahertz. A, 1 million cycles per second. B, 1,000 kilohertz. C, 1 microsecond. Or D, frequency equals megahertz over time. A, B, C, or D. Final question. Good luck. The period of a megahertz. What is that period of a megahertz? Spike, first one in again. November 1, Alpha Quebec Hotel. He's the only one that's got that beautiful Kenwood SDR HF plus 2 and 70 SEM radio. You know, Kenwood sent it to him to test it out. It couldn't have been in better hands. He's got 1 million cycles per second, and he is 100% correct. Look at Spike go. Wow, 2 for 2 today. Got 2 out of 3. Look at that. Yeah, mega equals 1 million, so 1 megahertz equals 1 million hertz. That's how that ends up working out. Also, Martin had the, Joshua with the, Barry with the, and no, it's actually just the period. The time frequency of it is 1 million cycles per second, which means some frequencies go pretty doggone fast. Let's do one more just for fun. You know, we don't do that very often. Last question. In what year was it first possible for an extra class licensee to request, check that again. What year was it first possible for an extra class licensee to request a 1x2 call sign of their own choice? What year was that? A would be 1958, B would be 1962, C would be 1972, and D, 1977. A, B, C, or D. Final question. Good luck. Should be some fun today. This is a neat question. That's why I thought, let's just do one more. It'd be fun to do that. First up, Bill in Wisconsin guessing C, 1972. You're close, but it's not it. Trev Plays, welcome. Good to see you. A very happy Monday to you, my friend. Thanks for coming. Joshua at Washington State's got A, 1958. Nope. Spike in Montana, November 1, Alpha Quebec Hotel. He's got D, that's 1977. Spike's, he's 3 for 4. Unbelievable. Look at him go. Spike is super genius today. Look at this. Yes, it's 1977. The first year that you could request a 1x2 call sign of your own here in the States. Wow. Spike, very good. You're having quite a day, man. That's awesome. I was telling Andy how happy I was for him. You got 3 for 3. And Spike, I'm thrilled for you, man. 3 for 4. That doesn't stink, man. Good for you, brother. That's great. Today's topic question has to do with what bugs you about ham radio. I'm gonna say something. It might not be great for you. It might not be, I don't know. Joshua says, I'm going on a streak of missing the most in a row. No, you're doing fine. You're good. Spikes, I flunked arithmetic, told the teacher I had a calculator. Brilliant. There you go. That's brilliant. Tangent. Sorry. What bugs me about ham radio is when people believe that they're right, but they won't look to see if perhaps they're not. Maybe they're just not right on this. Maybe this isn't the hill to die on, so to speak. I don't think anybody wants to be put in a position where you're making anyone look bad on like a live YouTube show. I don't ever want to do that, ever. I don't want to be in that position. It's an uncomfortable position to be in. But my role here is to give good information to you. And if I'm wrong, I'll take it every time. I have for years here, and I will do that. I will do that. I have no problem with that. But There are too many people that are either too proud to know that maybe they're wrong, or they just refuse to admit it, and they'll die being wrong because they're not going to be wrong. Life is so short. You can't be perfect at everything. I'm certainly not. I make more than my fair share of mistakes just when I wake up in the morning. Trust me. But I think so many people, the part of ham radio that kind of bothers me sometimes, some people would call it gatekeeping. Some people might call it pride. Some people might call it just being mean, I guess. I don't know. I don't know that people are ever, I know there are people that do stuff to see if they can spin people up on YouTube, to make them act in a different way. And I hope I don't do that here. If I do, let me know, because I'll just hit the end. I will be done. I'll come back, but I'll stop the stream because it's not good for anybody to hear that. But you just need to sometimes realize that you may think that something is right, but if you're not willing to listen to the other side say something to you that, hey, have you thought of this? Or, hey, that's not correct what you're thinking because, and you're not willing to listen, you're never going to grow. Man, I make so many mistakes here. I'm great at it. I'm a pro. In fact, I'm so good at being a moron on this channel that I got this video.
And now, a Larry moment.
This audio, okay? It's become famous here because I do so many mistakes. So it's okay to get things wrong. It's all right to do that. Don't be so hard on yourself that you've got to be perfect all the time, because you'll never live up to that. I guarantee it. The higher you climb up that hill of pride, the harder the fall is. Just take a deep breath, let it go, and realize that everyone has something to bring to the conversation, and it might help you to learn something different. I hope that I can do that here, because we've got a few more shows to do. And in that time frame, I hope we do them well. I really do. I think the gatekeepers are a big problem in ham radio, because if they don't let go of having control of being right, then you're going to not see many new people come into this hobby, and it'll be dead. And that will be a crying shame. This is a great thing to do. It's so much fun. Don't mess it up by having to be right all the time. Just let it go. Thank you. This public service announcement presented by Larry. Oh, golly. Tom is here. Welcome. Good to see you, buddy. And that means that's continent number 3. He's back in Bahrain. Good to see you, Tom. Thanks for coming. Oh, my gosh. Well, guys, you know what? And Bill, I'm perfectly content being mediocre. You're not mediocre. You're farther than that by far, buddy. Yes, sir. Well, you know what? That's kind of a weird way to end. I don't want to end that way. I will say what I love about ham radio, too. What I love about ham radio is the wonderful people you meet. Man, oh, man, this is the greatest thing to do, to meet some great friends around the world, guys. It's the greatest thing. It's around the world. We're meeting people everywhere. And we get to spend time together. What a joy. What a joy. We have a fun sign-off, close down for you. I hope you enjoyed that. That's coming up, and it's really neat. You won't believe they did this, but they did. And it's great because it's so funny that the BBC actually came up with a way that people could follow 4 different radio networks doing changes of frequencies. It's the greatest thing. I swear, you're listening and go, oh, hell no. No. It's great. You'll love that. Final words today. Tom in Bahrain. He's in Bahrain. Okay. Larry, the only daily unscripted live show about ham radio I know about I know about. You do something 99% others would never do. Thank you. Thanks, Tom. That's nice. Thank you. I mean that. Thank you. I hope things went well for you. I sincerely do. You're a good friend, Tom. Good man, too. Good human being. All of you are. All of you are. From Kelly, ladies first, from Kelly all the way to me. Thank you, guys. If you'd like to get your ham radio license, the Radio Society of Great Britain would love to help you. Contact them at www.rsgb.org. Click on the contact part of their page. Just tell them you want your ham radio license and where you live in the world. Oh boy, howdy, they're going to send back to you as quick as they can a local to you ham radio club. Contact that club. They'll help you get licensed. www.rsgb.org to the Radio Society of Great Britain. Good people, lovely folks, and they will help you get yourself licensed on the air. Oh boy, howdy. Stick around for the close down. You won't believe that a major government, no, it will make perfect sense that a major governmental agency would do this, wouldn't it? Yes, it makes total sense now. But you'll get a kick out of it. Gosh darn, it's funny. And it's really well done, too. Golly, I'm looking forward to you hearing this. Wherever you may be, my name's Larry Dio. My call sign in ham radio is Kilo 7 Hotel November. God bless you, wherever you may be. And Bill, honestly, hold on. Let me change just a second. Bill, hold on. Let me go again. Got to zoom out of that one now. Bill, you shouldn't have. But gosh darn it, buddy, I'm glad you did. Wherever you may be in this world. Oh, man. God bless you. We'll see you tomorrow. And thanks for watching Ham Radio Live. Enjoy the close down. Goodbye, everybody.
Fruit juicy. Hey, how about a nice Hawaiian punch?
Sure.
You taste 7 kinds of fruit in Hawaiian punch. 7 kinds of fruit in Hawaiian punch. Hawaiian punch is made with 7 kinds of fruit for a one-of-a-kind fruit taste.
Hawaiian Punch Fruit Punch with 10% real fruit juice for a real fruit juicy taste.
Hawaiian punch is made with 7 kinds of fruit
For a one-of-a-kind fruit taste.
We've looked at several little oddities from this era of television, but one night, in 1978, audiences tuning in to the then youngest channel, BBC 2, would experience something truly unique.
Already be aware, November the 23rd, 1978 is a very important day in the history of BBC Radio. And of course we shall be supplying full details of the changes nearer the date.
Why has the BBC had to spend almost £3.5 million on moving our radio programmes around the dial? Well, it's because the airwaves of Europe are becoming more and more crowded.
Radio and TV airwaves are made up of different frequencies, and of course, they've got to be shared out fairly between all of the different broadcasters. Towards the end of the 1970s, new international frequency agreements were put into place, which meant for the BBC, its flagship audio lineup of radios 1, 2, 3 and 4 would experience some changes in how audiences would be able to discover and tune into them. These days, if such a thing were to occur, you'd just go online and find out what to do. But back in the 70s, with no internet around, you can imagine most people would find out via, say, a newspaper, or indeed TV or radio bulletins.
But of course, they've also landed you, the listeners, with quite a task as well. So you might like to know that apart from the help that we're trying to give you on programmes like this, scouts all over the country have volunteered to call in and tune a radio for anybody who still finds the changes rather confusing.
Look at that kid. Look at his face, man. Does that kid look comfortable here? Just watch one more time. Watch the kid, the scout. This is hilarious. This kid's got this look on his face like, get me out of here. I don't want to be on this camera.
I'd like to know that apart from the help that we're trying to give you on programmes like this, scouts all over the country have volunteered to call in and tune a radio for anybody who still finds the changes rather confusing.
Or for the real nerds out there, the engineering announcement segments. These would often be delivered by very formal-sounding newsreaders, delivering it in the most dry and technical way possible. But what if I told you that on that fateful night over on BBC 2, you wouldn't get the information you needed via a drab bulletin, but you'd receive it through song. Enter the King's Singers.
The King's Singer!
Established in 1968, the King's Singers were an a cappella vocal group founded at King's College in Cambridge. Consisting of 6 members, they presented to the UK a truly wonderful sound, an effortless artistry and ability when it came to delivering songs without the aid of any instruments or any other kind of musical production.
Harry-o, old Uncle Tom Cobley and all, old Uncle Tom Cobley and all.
For their voices were the driving factor, and throughout the 1970s, they would constantly pop up on the telly, wowing and delighting audiences with their talents. Popping up on a bunch of shows at the time, including the BBC's variety programme, The Good Old Days. So unique was their style, it only seemed apt that they'd be right to deliver a series of announcements about radio wavelength changes, right? Well, I think I've rabbled on enough, so sit back, relax, have your radios at the ready to retune
Listen to this
as we enjoy some Enchanted Wavelengths.
Now, on behalf of everybody working here on BBC Two, it just remains for me, David Allen, to wish you a very good night, and I leave you with some music by the King's Singers.
BBC Radio announces important changes. From the 23rd of November 1978, a new international frequency agreement comes into effect, and many of the frequencies used for the BBC will be changed at that time. Radio 1, Radio 2, and Radio 3 will be found upon the medium wave, whereas Radio 4 will be located on the long wave. The principal new frequencies and wavelengths will be as follows. For sets marked in frequencies, Radio 1 will be on 1053 and 1089 kHz, which is to say, where wavelengths are concerned, 285 and 275 meters. Radio 2, brackets in kilohertz, close brackets, will be on 693 and 909, which is in wavelengths 433 and 330. Radio 3, as you might expect, will be different from the others, in that there is no choice of frequency and no alternative wavelength. The frequency is 1215, and as the wavelength will be 247 meters, it will be renamed Wonderful Radio 3. Moving now from the medium onto the long wave, we shall be principally concerned with Radio 4. This can be discovered on 200 kilohertz, or 1500 meters. Listeners to Radio Scotland, Radio Wales, Radio Cymru, and to Radio Ulster. Most BBC local radio and all VHF services are advised that there will be no change. As a last reminder, the aforementioned changes in wavelengths and frequencies in some cases and lack of changes in wavelengths and frequencies in others as outlined above will come to pass in 1978 on the 23rd of November.
Well, that was strangely calming, wasn't it? Imagine being sat at home, a couple of minutes to midnight, watching BBC Two, you're feeling a little sleepy, and then these lovely voices come to help soothe you. Of course, that wasn't the intention at all. You were meant to pay attention, but come on, you can't help but feel a warm wave of calm settle over you when you listen to this. Its title may sound familiar, and indeed it seems to be taken from the classic musical song Some Enchanted Evening, which can be heard in the soundtrack of South Pacific. For Some Enchanted Wavelengths, such was its popularity, or oddity in fact, that the song would be released as a 7-inch vinyl single by the record label EMI. Yes, I'm not joking, this actually happened. Look, I'm holding it here. The announcement is presented in full, just as it was broadcast on BBC Two.
Isn't that
but
wild?
With some handy information about local area changes on the back of the record sleeve. But like with all singles, there has to be another song located on the B-side.
Of course.
So, what would the King's Singers select to be the companion piece to this strange release? Only a stone cold classic, with their version of Glenn Miller's In the Mood. Just a short rendition though, barely 90 seconds. You can grab the record today fairly easily with a quick browse, for a couple of pounds at most. Sadly, Some Enchanted Wavelengths didn't make the UK singles chart, though that would have been quite the feat if it did. I think it's fair to say they weren't producing this with any eye for commercial success. Its strange little oddity status was just that, a fun little idea to deliver some important information for radio listeners, which would have been the tens of millions back in the 1970s. The King's Singers themselves would continue on throughout the decades, the lineup changing every now and then. They're still a force today, having celebrated their 50th anniversary back in 2018, occasionally performing new concerts and recording new material. They have appeared stateside in the US, delighted millions around the world, and keep the flame of tightly crafted a cappella groups alive and well in the music scene. Whilst the vast majority may have never heard of Some Enchanted...
Go watch it. It's really good. I gave you a good link there. I thought it was on there to begin with, but it wasn't. Here's the link right here. You can see it. It's that's what the video looks like. It's a little bit lengthy, the video itself for that. It's a bit lengthy, but gosh, it's good. Can you imagine the BBC putting a record out and all about where you can find them on different frequencies after they change in November of 1978. Man, oh man, neat stuff. That's history, man. And you know what? Just like amateur radio and the things that we've seen come and go over the years, we've seen some pretty neat things come and go, haven't we? Thanks, guys, for being a part of the channel. Thank you for all your kindness, your love, your understanding, and thanks for letting Larry be right sometimes here. I'm usually wrong an awful lot of the time. Wherever you may be in the world, hope to see you tomorrow. Andy Newman, get better, and for you around the world, God bless you. See you tomorrow. Goodbye, everybody.
That's all, folks.